I believe Kaizen embodies both frugality and minimalism very well because the main goal is to reduce waste, and as applied to the home, reducing waste saves money and reduces the need for physical possessions. Waste or muda is one of the biggest enemies in this concept, and really understanding the 8 wastes will get us closer to our goals. The ultimate cheapskate, Jeff Yeager, he advocates performing a trash audit to see what we're discarding and why. These are things that we paid for, and he claims that because they're not used well, we're pretty much throwing money away, which I believe is true as well. Maybe he Kaizens too. Standardization is another key concept in Kaizen because it allows us to objectively see quantified facts and helps us to keep track of our bigger goal. Speaking of that bigger goal, we should have one clear goal, and many of us prioritize saving money for various reasons. And in the spirit of Kaizen, I believe that we can always improve on money-related matter, no matter where we are financially. I'm going to use myself as an example here and outline some of the improvements that we've been able to implement over the last few years. I tend to avoid shopping at chain stores except if there's a loss leader or we need specific items. We shop at discount and outlet stores because these stores sell foods that would normally be wasted, and they're heavily discounted because they're close to a date. We've also been able to try some new foods without paying for ridiculously high retail prices. Shopping ethnic stores also yields huge savings as well, because in my experience, they tend to sell foods that are close to a date or the ugly type of produce that you wouldn't normally see in a chain store. This did take me a really long time to learn because I had to understand what is a good deal and what is just rotten food. This knowledge came one lesson at a time, and it was mostly through trial and error, which is all part of the continuous improvement. Take one lesson at a time, fix one issue at a time until you reach your goal. This is something that I know should be done, but I didn't do because of waste. Out of pure habit, I'd use this computer to log into all of our accounts, type in the password, and then review the accounts. It doesn't seem like much, but all the wasted motion and idle waiting were the 2 big factors in me not checking daily. So I never had a really good, clear view of the spending or overcharging issues until it was kind of too late. The solution did take a little bit of time to set up, but I was able to tear down all that waste by downloading the apps on my phone, and now I'm able to easily check my accounts daily. This has a really positive chain effect where I can identify more easily those wastes, like frivolous and fraudulent charges, and act upon them immediately. The app also provides excellent summarizing tools that are just another gauge that can be used to see how well we're doing in our larger goal. Like for groceries, even though we've been trying to eat more fresh foods, we're on target to spend less this year than last. Another improvement that we've made is that we've started to audit many of our appliances. One by one, we hook them up to the kilowatt and measure them to see how much energy they draw. We did this last week for our whole house window fan. The inside temperature started at 76 and went to 72 after about an hour of being run, but it stayed there even after running it overnight. So for 15 hours, it cost 27 cents to run. And we did an experiment to run the fan for just the 1 hour to remove the inside hot air and then turn the fan off, but leave the windows open. The temperature didn't change from that 72 either. This option cost us 4 cents, and the savings is 23 cents per day, which leads me to the analysis portion. And this is a very important part of Kaizen, to be able to quantify our improvements. By having a standard for what we want to achieve, we can measure our success. And because the changes are small, they're easy to measure. Just like you saw with the cents in the kilowatt, it's a very small amount, but that number of cents adds up to $84 a year, which is nothing to sneeze at, especially for such a small time investment that ultimately doesn't affect our quality of life at all. And to me, this is where the beauty of Kaizen is shining through. It emphasizes working smarter, not harder. All these little wins that it helps to bring to the forefront really bring a satisfaction to me. It's fulfilling and motivating, and achieving so many small little wins many times a day really makes me want to do more. For this week, our improvement was to take a look at that fridge again. And I do thank you all very much for your very helpful suggestions. We did do things like defrost it for many days, but I did get some suggestions that we haven't tried yet, and we will definitely try them in time. For this session though, we're limiting it to hooking the fridge up to the kilowatt to measure the energy usage. And we're also doing a much needed cleaning back there. There was so much dust and dirt. It's embarrassing to put on YouTube, but this is what it is. And we're also making sure that the water line is disconnected, and we're funneling the water tubes out to containers so that we could see exactly what is leaking. I'm really happy to report that after a full day of running, there is no more leaking on the bottom of the fridge. For me, Kaizen encourages me to find waste and remove them. From what I've seen so far, the answer is almost always in the waste. And this concept can be applied in so many aspects of life. And it's all driven by our goals that we can achieve easily if we just take it one small change at a time. Thank you for watching, and I wish you happy Kaizening.